It's your boy Crypto Millie back with another one, and in this update, I want to talk about Jasmy Coin specifically. We talked about the altcoins and what we needed to happen for it to be officially altcoin season, right? We need this rally to last 20 days or more. We need the Bitcoin dominance to decrease under the bull market ban. We need Ethereum to hold the bull market ban and go for those all-time highs and that price discovery. And then finally, after we kind of like wheeled through those macro wins, we can finally get some type of action here from Jasmy Coin. Again, compared to Ethereum, you can see that ETH is working to close this candle above the bull market bands, which will be bullish for ERC20 tokens. I would like to see a little bit more I would like to see the volume close above the volume last week, specifically on ETH. But getting back over the bull market bands is a win. Next stop would be the 50-day moving average, and I do believe we can confirm that. We can see a little bit more strength from this rally. It's important to note that Jasmy has some of the most bullish partnerships in the space, whether you're talking about Toyota, former members of Sony at the helm, Panasonic. It's embedded in the top narrative of the space, which is artificial intelligence, because data is the new oil. Literally, artificial intelligence can't live without data. So I just want to put that out there. If you ever question the fundamentals of Jasmy, in fact, they call it the Bitcoin of Japan. So if you're new to Jasmy, it's a big data token. It allows you to tokenize, to not just, I don't want to say tokenize. I'm thinking of tokenization because literally if you go across X, everything is being tokenized. So you can't even ignore the term tokenization, but monetize your data and also secure your data. In a world where these companies, these elites, they poach data, right? They poach data. They want our data so they can have a better understanding of how to approach the consumer and apply this to consumer needs. So sometimes they steal the data, and we don't even know our data being stolen. And then, not saying they do anything bad with the data, but your data can get sold on the black market. So it's important in an age of AI that we have to decentralize data and practice sovereignty over our personal data. That's our personal data. If you got your personal data up there, your social security, anything can happen, guys. Just think about that. When you're looking at building a portfolio, you want to make sure you have stuff that really matters, right? Really can affect the world. And I understand, like, there's nothing wrong with community tokens. Like, I love my memes. I love my AI. I love all of that stuff about crypto. But I do tend to build my portfolio around stuff that can impact the world. So just keep that in mind. Jasmy on the weekly. What can I say? We still are below those bull market bands. So we are looking for the space to sustain this momentum going into next week, right? So if ETH can build these support bands, these moving averages and these bands as support, then it's a good chance you'll see ERC20 tokens rally. What do we know about Jasmy? It's been one of the strongest ERC20 tokens this cycle. So just keep that in mind. We would like to see Jasmy get above that bull market band there, guys. You can just pull up your indicators. It doesn't take much to favorite your indicators and kind of like have a idea of what you're looking at when you're looking at this charts, right? TA is not the end all be all, but it helps. It helps, right? Stock RSI, a little bit overbought, a little heading into that overbought area, but we know we can hang out here a while, specifically on the weekly. And I always look at Jasmy from the weekly because I look at Jasmy as a long-term hold. It's not something I'm personally trading. It's something I'm buying spot and I'm holding over time, specifically to the peak of this cycle, guys. So let me know what you think about Jasmy. We'll get a little bit more macro data next week, and I can't wait to see how crypto opens next week, specifically because this Bitcoin dominance is being a little bit stubborn here. We need this to happen, right? We need the Bitcoin dominance to go down. It's being a little bit stubborn, but the sentiment is changing, right? People are warming back up to the idea that this market may be preparing for a next leg up, because everybody thought it was going to be doom and gloom, unless the doom and gloom kind of like sneak up on us. But literally the president is going on a press run talking about tokenization. Crypto is the future of finance, right? That was his words, right? So, last but not least, I want to bring up the fact that we did get a nice close here on the stock market, right, guys? We got a nice close on the stock market going into the weekend. This is what the fuck I'm talking about, because this is going to help us sustain that momentum going into the next week. So things are looking up. I'm euphoric about the market. Now is not the time to be a Debbie Downer. Understand the caution and the risk of cryptos and the fact that we are at the latter stage of this specific cycle. But always in the back of your mind, I like to remember things are different this cycle. The laws are different. The government is pro-crypto. The president is pro-crypto. Global QE is happening. Things are happening that can affect risk on assets to the positive. Guys, let me know what you think about the market currently. It's your boy Crypto Millie. I'll see you in the next one.